Hey guys, this is Christina from I Am That I Am Publishing. How are you guys doing today? It is Saturday. It's October. Wow, right? We had an amazing black moon for September, which was a pretty cool event. Pretty rare and pretty fun. This video is about the oneness of so many different philosophies. This afternoon, it's inspired by a woman I ran into this afternoon, and we started chatting about Catholicism. She's been out of the church for many years, like 28 years, which is irrelevant in terms of whether that's important, but it sparked the conversation, right? So what I want to talk about today is, it surfaced in our conversation in my mind about how often we sometimes can be distracted, and this is not about her in case she watches this video, it's just a general remembrance of how often we can be distracted from remembering the oneness of all spiritual paths. For example, she mentioned a saint, I mentioned a saint, we started talking about saints and writings and books and texts, and in my mind that all connects back to each other. And I wanted to talk about that because no matter what practice you're using, whether you're Tibetan or you're Muslim or you're Catholic or you're a tree hugger, right? It's all on this planet, in the whole universe, but we're on this planet and that's the environment in which we are playing. It's all connected and it's all the same thing, and that's really important because in seeing that and honoring that, it opens up the door to a greater appreciation of the colorfulness of all expressions of love. Simply put, no matter what you call it, we're all reaching for this well-being feeling, this connectedness that inherently, clearly we know is attainable because we call people masters and we study them and we go doing archaeological digs to reconnect with that information that, beautifully speaking, we really don't talk about this much in the media. I've never heard anyone talk about it, and if you've heard anyone talk about it, please put it in the comment section below. But we don't really talk about what does inspire humans to go digging? Why do we want to know so much about what happened in history, right? Because we want to learn about who we are and where we came from and what did they do when they were here. Because I truly believe, and would say on some levels we could at this point prove, the interconnectedness of all of our lifetimes is so undeniable when you start taking the Bible and the sacred texts from ancient Egypt. These are the ones that I study. I'm sure you study other ones. And Taoism, and you look at them and the language of them, you see the joke. It's not meant to be a joke like, ha ha, the joke is on you, but in a way it is. But not in a mean way, not in a cruel way. You start to see this love affair of the sun and the earth and the people who are, what are we? We're that bridge. We're that bridge. You see Mary standing on top of the earth with her halo of light. You see Jesus standing, he's holding the earth, carrying it in his left hand. And we see how the human form, we have the devas and I don't know, all the Indian gods, there's so many. But we see the human form as the vessel in which this divinity, this divine spark, is clearly capable of being accessed. That's a very good neutral way to put it, I think. So my conversation with my friend today wanted me to go and make this video to say, so no matter who you are, what you're doing, where you live, or what you've heard, take what works for you, take what serves you for now. It might be texts, it might be nature, it might be crystals, it might be the ocean, it might be yoga, it might be changing your diet. It doesn't matter. You're exploring all these different physical, human, environmental, and mental, and ethereal ways of, I might be singing a song, ways of experiencing and expressing and having reflected back to you the divinity that's all around you all the time. And on the most basic level, one of my favorite things to watch is a child, a toddler especially, who just figured out how to pick stuff up and play with it. With anything, really. Food, paint, a spoon, a rock, a shovel, a sandbox. You can see that relationship, that awesomeness, that complete in awe of the ability to do what they want to do in that moment, the ability to play. And that would take us around to when Jesus, remember, I just love reading the Bible, studied it for so long. When Jesus says, you become like a child. I came so that your joy may be more full, so that your joy, that experience, can be bigger. He wanted to give us more tools for that. So this is a short video on that. So I hope you're having a fabulous beginning to your weekend. It's late in the afternoon on Saturday. And please leave me any questions below. The saints we were talking about was Saint Catherine and Sister Faustina, who wrote the Divine Mercy. And that's where Jesus is touching his heart and the divine spark is illuminating the way as a symbol that your vessel, that this vessel is the divine spark, and it's carrying you and showing you from the inside out the glory of this beautiful planet. That was it on the saints. All right. Sorry if this was too short, but it just was a quick one about, just remember, no matter who you are, where you are, what you're doing, it all comes from one thing. Oh, and another thing we talked about that was really cool was if that kind of messes with your science religious mind, you can take the physics angle of it and go back to scientists, physicists talking about the Big Bang, and that on some level it all came from one thing. So, and then from there you see like, oh, well, if it all came from one thing, then there's no way out of this relationship. Just different frequencies, different colors, different perspectives, different dynamics, different paths, different ways of looking at it, different ways of exploring it, different ways of expressing it, which is so cool and leaves room for what we all do every single day. Creativity, malleability, expressiveness, new songs, new dances, new tools, new toys, new stuff, new flowers. All right, I love you. You guys have a great day. Leave me any questions or comments below. Head over to the website, iamthataiampublishing.com. If you want to read the blog, sign up for free newsletters and freebie discounts on all of our products. We're coming out with new stuff. We're having a really good time with that. And follow me on Instagram, which is BlissTip, or Twitter, which is also BlissTip. And I'd love to talk to you there.